Alright, today we're doing valve cover gasket. It's leaking from the back pretty good on a 2003 Jeep Wrangler. We got the air intake pipe there taken off. You could simply slide these heater hoses out of the way. Get your positive crankcase ventilation hoses off. And this wiring harness protector here, it's not easy to take off. You got to give it a little force to get them out of their grooves. You can pop them up and slide it to the side a little, along with that exhaust wrap. You can kind of just get it out of the way. Pretty simple valve cover gasket. But we got this guy in the back, and it's bolted down to that bolt. So we got to take that off first, and we'll get that wiring out of the way. Alright, I want to show you, there's one pain in the ass bolt in the back that you got to get to, and you've got this cover for the wiring harness, and it's in the way. I disconnected some of the wiring, just the easy stuff to get to, over here on the computer and over here above it, and it gave me enough room to get those two bolts on the sides of the pillars out and to get this bolt in the back. I used deep well 11 swivel and a small extension. I was able to get it. So far, that's the biggest pain in the ass of this job. All right, next step. I took some more wiring off. There's these hold down bolts on this plastic cover on the electrical. Took that off, gave me enough room to turn the plastic piece to get to the back clips. The top pops off after there, and then you can finagle the bottom of this electrical wire cover off, and that will give you enough room to slide the valve cover off. Now with that valve cover off, it's still a little tricky to get the valve cover around there, but you got plenty of room. We're gonna take this gasket off, clean up the surface really well. You can see why it's so hard to get the valve cover off, even with everything out of the way but that wire. The rockers go up really high. Makes it tough to pull it straight up with that wire in the way. All right, we got our valve cover and the surface all prepped and cleaned. Here's the torque sequence for the valve cover, basically from the inside out. And that is 85 inch-pounds. So we're gonna go ahead and lay that new gasket down and get the valve cover put right back on top of it and start torquing. All right, we got our valve cover back on, torqued down to spec in the proper sequence. Takes a little finagling, but I got that cover back over the wiring harness. I've started hooking back up all my wires I've disconnected. I had to take the upper radiator hose off, and I took that heater hose off so that the valve cover would clear that. The lip was catching on it. And I pulled this AC bracket out of the way, and I'm gonna put that back on there. I'm gonna reassemble everything and give her an oil change in case we got any contaminants down in there. It's due for an oil change anyways. So basically it's gonna take you 2 to 3 hours, longer if you're not mechanically inclined. And just make sure you hook everything up that you took off. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.